finally, after a couple of days of grey again, we have a bit of sunshine. Still a bit nippy, but still better. The sun kind of makes you want to come out a little bit more. Right. I suppose we're gonna continue with this one. What are you doing? That tells you how much rain we got in the past few days. Don't cry if you fall in there. I don't know what I filmed, what I didn't film, so let's do it again. So, it's been a busy morning. I did all the surface stuff on this brand new long bed. It's more, just organic stuff. Comes in the sacks. So that's done. That's ready to be planted soon as the sun is gonna stick around and the nighttime frost is all gone. Then I went to this bed. This bed was the tomatoes last year. It did well, but I think it can do better. I'm going to widen it a little bit because I don't really need as much space to walk around as I thought I originally did. I've done as far as this chives here, and I started doing this, but that's going to be after lunch. This bed here I did earlier this week or last week. Next, I think I'm going to tackle that one. We'll see. Little by little. And kneeling down all morning. Back of my legs and my ass are sore. And Shaya is loving it being a warm day again and us being out. She gets very upset when it's a rainy day that she can't really go out and run as much because she doesn't really like that much wet. And then because we're not out. So there you go. Needy cat, aren't you? Shaya, you're a basket case. What are you doing? Good afternoon. I'm back in the garden. I got knocked down once again with a damn some sort of spring cold. The famous dreaded man flu. And yeah, it's frustrating when you want to do stuff and then you just suddenly don't feel well. My whole head was just gone. But I'm feeling a little bit better today, and I think another day or two and I should be fine again. But there's nothing better than sitting in the garden. It's nice to see the sun out again. And even Shaya's been, if I'm sick, she kind of tends to hang around with me a lot, and she just got frustrated as well. She's just very happy to be out again. So that's why. And it is Thursday today. I filmed stuff on Sunday and Monday, but that's why I was filming it yesterday or the day before. So I just picked up the camera to kind of make the effort. I think I need to start getting stuff done in the garden again. I think it'll make me feel better when I get stuff done. Right, for those of you who have been following my journey for a little bit longer, especially after I moved to France, you know that I have a passion for gardening. And I have very interesting look at it. Some people might say that some parts of my garden might be neglected. I don't really believe in neglecting gardening as such, because everything in the garden has a purpose. And sometimes you're going to need to see the purpose of something before you kind of go removing stuff. And this is our strawberry bed. It's one of the first beds that we planted here last year. And you know, it's doing very well. It produced okay last year. The slugs got a little bit on the way, but it's over the winter it's expanded. It's, you know, and it's laying a lot of new flowers this year. So I'm assuming that we're going to get a fair bit of strawberries. So I need to get ready to fight against the slugs. So I'm weeding some of the stuff out of here right now. I'm not, as I said, I'm not diehard at weeding, and I don't think you should be either. I think it's a lot of the weeds for purpose, and as long as it doesn't kill the plant next to it, you know, it's nature. You're supposed to leave a little bit of room for everything here. The thing about these strawberries is that the slugs love them, and we kind of shared the last year's crop 50-50 with the slugs, and this year I'm gonna put a bit of a fight with the slugs. So what I'm doing is clearing out as much of the other growth underneath here, and then I'm gonna put some hay, good old-fashioned hay, around them to protect them and let them kind of have a bit more on their own space. And that's also something the slugs don't really like, hanging around the hay. So good declare of hay, I think, is going to be our fight. Gardening, for me, it's one of those things that once I get into it, I can kind of sit here for hours on end and forget about the world's problems, you know. The strawberries don't really care about the fact that the Strait of Hormuz is blocked right now, but the longer it goes on, the more I care about my strawberry plants. You know what I mean? If you haven't, I highly recommend you start growing your own food. It's a lot easier than you think. And for those of you who think that you can't do it if you live in the city, my brother had a balcony full of plants, and he grew a lot of it. I'm not saying you're going to grow all of it, but I think we're going to be in a situation where every little bit is going to help. Anyway, you know, having my hands in the soil and taking care of these plants, it makes me happy. So no matter what happens, I'm already winning. But if as a bonus we'll get some food, which I know we will. We get a lot of food this year, and I'm planting a lot of stuff, so I know there's going to be a abundance of certain things. So that's a bonus then. Yes, I do it because I want to be more aware where my food comes from and have a healthier diet. But first of all, I do it because I love it. Because it's the perfect way to escape from the world's problems. And I don't mean that you shouldn't care about world's problems. Of course you should, but don't let them overrun you. Find a way to switch it off and your mental health is a lot more important than keeping up with the news. I can tell you that much. Drink to that. So this few beds behind me there, my garlics. I planted them in November and I'll harvest them in June. And guess what I do in between? Nothing. I watch them grow. They literally require nothing. Just give them a half decent soil. They need a winter to kind of the roots to go deeper. That's where the bulbs develop. But apart from that, that's all there is to it, isn't it? That's what I mean. Like, there's so many things in gardening. Like, it can sound so overwhelmingly big thing, and yes, my garden is reasonably big for a lot of people, but it's a lot of little simple things that just come together. It's not rocket science. It's nature. You observe it and you respect it and you work with it, and that's all there is to it. Now, if only I could grow guitars in my garden, that'd be great. How are we doing? Look at this. See all these berries coming up here. They're all blueberries. I have two different types of varieties here. I have this plant and then I have this one. This one it's still flowering, so it hasn't done the berries yet, but it will. That's amazing. There's a lot of blueberries. I didn't expect to get that many out of this bush. I planted them again yet last year. It's just like most things in life. When you start it's small, but then it just expands. If you nurture it, it expands. It's like my raspberry bush over there. Now there's about 5 or 6 other mini plants growing around it, so in a few years' time there'll be a massive pile of raspberries there. Yeah, strawberries are doing fine. Ain't that right, are you? I'll show you guys this before, but this when we make our own cottage cheese, there's the whey protein, the whey, not the whey protein, but the whey, the leftover liquid from the cottage cheese, and I love making bread with it. It's my mom's original idea, and I always embrace that. So this is like no knead bread. It's so damn simple. You put 400 grams of flour, about a teaspoon of dried yeast, about a teaspoon to teaspoon and a half of salt, depending on how you like the taste of it, and then 300 grams of the whey liquid, and you mix it well, let it rise overnight, and cook the next day. So this is ready to go to the oven as soon as the oven is hot enough. So yesterday, me and Nath, we decided to make our own cottage cheese. For those of you who don't know, it's actually quite hard to find cottage cheese in France. Now, I've come from Finland and living in Ireland, and cottage cheese was always kind of a stable part of my diet. And Nath's lived in both in Ireland and US long enough that she was missing it as a lot as well. And the cottage cheese turned out really, really good. Really happy with it. But then we had a lot of the whey liquid afterwards, so I put it to a bake of bread, which I haven't done in a long, long time. I haven't done since I actually moved here to France. So here's my loaf. The crackling sound. I don't know if you can hear, but the crackling sound is just amazing when they just come out of the oven. So I'm dying to try this with some smoked salmon and homemade cottage cheese. Now come on, look at that. It's a beauty. And as tempting as it is for me to cut this open right now, I won't. Because this is actually, we're going to our friends, Nick and Alessandra's house tonight, and we're bringing a few things with us, and this is one of them. Look at that. It's just, that's gonna be so good. I think I might make one of them tomorrow for us as well. Maybe even for the neighbor. We'll see. And this, by the way, is the cottage cheese that we made. And it is absolutely delicious. We might show you in the future how we made it. What do you think of the bread, huh? What do you think? Curious cat.
Still